Good day, everyone. Today we'll be starting a new chapter of physics, that is motion. It is a very important chapter of physics. We have just finished with the chapter unit set measurement in the last class. So let us see. I'll just explain some of the terminologies associated with this chapter, which you will find in most of the textbooks. So today I'll introduce you to the chapter. So, what is motion? When you say motion means, what is motion? Suppose the position of any person or particle is changing. So you say what is that the particle is moving or the motion of particle is taking place. So basically, what you can understand by the word motion is that if position of any object or person is changing, then you say that motion of that object or person is taking place. So motion is change of position of anything. Basically, in this is the simple definition of motion. So the branch of physics which deals with the motion of objects is known as mechanics. So today we'll be starting with mechanics, you can say. So the branch of physics which deals with the motion of objects is known as mechanics. Now this mechanics is divided under three headings or is divided into three parts, you can say. So mechanics is the branch of physics which deals with the motion of objects. Now, mechanics is further subdivided into statistics, kinematics, and dynamics. Now, will this be asked in your examination? No, definitely not. This will not be ever asked in your examination. But to appreciate the subject, you should know these little things about physics. So, mechanics is further subdivided into statics, kinematics, and dynamics. Now, what is statics? Statics is that branch of physics which deals with the object at rest. Means there is no motion of that object. So statics is that branch of physics which deals with objects at rest. What is kinematics? Kinematics is that branch of physics which deals with the motion of the object. It deals with the motion of the object without taking into consideration the cause which produces that motion. Suppose you pushed something and that thing starts moving. Now the kinematics is only interested in the motion of that object which you have pushed. It will not take into consideration that who has pushed that object, how much force has been used to push that object. So kinematics basically deals with only study of motion irrespective of the fact what has started the motion or what amount of force was applied to start the motion. So kinematics is the branch of mechanics which deals with the motion without taking into consideration the cause which produces that motion. Now dynamics, what is dynamics? Dynamics is also the branch of physics which deals with the motion, but it also takes into account the cause which produces the motion. Here the cause will be force only. So the dynamics takes into consideration the cause which produces that motion. So this is all about the three divisions of mechanics. Kindly try to keep them in your mind just to appreciate the subject. So this is about mechanics. There are two types of motion or two types of term used for motion which you will find or which you will frequently find in the textbooks. Let's discuss those. Types of motion. Basically, this is not types of motion. I am just introducing two terms which you will come across, which are frequently used to describe motion. So, I am writing types of motion, but there are many types of motion. Please don't understand that only these two types are there. So, types of motion is rectilinear motion, and translatory motion. Now, both of these are generally used for motion in straight line, rectilinear also and translatory motion also. But when you say rectilinear motion, that is the motion of a point mass in a straight line. Means when you say rectilinear motion, what type of mass or what type of object you are talking about? You are talking about a point object, remember. When you say rectilinear motion, the object which you will be talking about is a point object. Now, when you say translatory motion, it is also motion in a straight line. But when you say translatory motion, the motion will be of an extended object. Means it will not be a point object, it will be an extended object, and an extended object will be made up of infinite number of point masses. Suppose this is an extended object, this is a car, you suppose. Now this car will be made up of infinite number of point masses, Now when this car moves in a straight line, what happens? All these point masses move in parallel straight line. So this type of motion in which all the point masses which are contained in an extended mass or an extended body move in form of parallel straight lines, that type of motion is referred to as translatory motion. So kindly keep these terms in your mind. So whenever you say, let's discuss about one more thing, that is position of an object. Position of an object. What is the meaning of position of an object? When you say position of an object, there should be some reference point with which you measure that position, and that reference point is taken as the intersection of the coordinate axis, which you know as the origin. So whenever you describe position of any object, it is in reference to the coordinate axis, which are x, y, z, the three perpendicular axes which are known as the coordinate axis, and their point of intersection is the origin. So basically when you describe or when you say that object is located at some position, that means you are describing its position with respect to what? With respect to the origin, which is what? Origin is the point of intersection of what? The coordinate axis, that is x, y and z. One more thing which will come across in this chapter is frame of reference. Now what is frame of reference? Whenever you say frame of reference is a person. You can say, you can take it like this. Suppose if a person is standing somewhere and is having a clock, a stopwatch in his hand. Now he is observing the motion of a particle or an object and is making calculations regarding its position or regarding its timing. Means he has stopwatch, so he will be taking readings of the timing regarding the motion or the position of an object. So the person who is observing the motion is the frame of reference. So frame of reference is what? Frame of reference you can understand as a person or as someone who is observing the motion of the other body. That is known as frame of reference. We'll continue to talk about these topics further when we go into more details of the chapter. So kindly go through some of the basic introduction of this motion. We'll start with some important topics from the next class. Today we'll keep it till here only. Thank you so much.